Team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, thanks. CA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Inner Harbor at M&T Bank Stadium here in Baltimore, Maryland. The two teams emerging from their respective tunnels a minute ago to the approval of this Baltimore crowd. They're all set as their Ravens will match up with the Cincinnati Bengals. Brandon Godden, Charles Davis, happy to be with you. And, Charles, we've got two teams who know each other extremely well. These division games, they tend to be battles.
People scout like crazy in this league, but no one scouts more than within the division. Because if you win your division, you're automatically in the playoffs. That puts extra emphasis on these games, and they can't wait to get at each other.
Here's Randy Bullock now to put toe to leather. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. This one taken from the 7. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. So here come the Ravens now, ready to get the football for the first time. They will be led out by the former Heisman Trophy winner back in 2016. Always a handful to contain, Lamar Jackson. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. They'll roll him out right. Now he'll pull it down. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir, able to turn that into a positive gain. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
And that was a nice, strong run by the guy they call the field general.
Set. 54 Mike. Yeah, let's get sack lunch. Tight dog, tight dog, tight dog.
And the former Heisman winner, this is Mark Ingram. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
On 2nd down, Ingram. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. And a very good offensive unit here. One of the reasons they're so good is running back Mark Ingram.
Took a little while for him to find his footing when he got into the league, but the former Heisman Trophy winner has it now and has really upped his pass receiving potential. A nice player.
A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop him here on 3rd down. Jackson from the shotgun, rolling to his right. He can run for it, and he will. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 39.
When they watch film of this game and hand out the grade sheets, he's going to really like getting a double plus on this play. Why? He scrambles and picks up a 1st down. But what else does he do? Protects himself by sliding and avoiding the big hit. Double plus, big-time play.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
Let's go, D. It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day.
On the counter, Ingram. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 16 yards on that one and a Raven 1st.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Here we go. 60-yard. Here we go. Let's bring it. Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's bring it.
Ingram again, a first down carry. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
Come on, QB, come on.
And now Jackson will look to throw it. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Carl Lawson with a little how do you do as he gets in there for the sack.
Well, nothing takes a start to have a good drive quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens.
I got you.
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. And the throw there going to be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed, if there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. So on 4th down, here's the Ravens Pro Bowl kicker, Justin Tucker, out onto the field. He's going to need a little mustard on this one. It will be a 51-yard attempt. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And the Ravens strike first at 3-zip. Able to move the ball on that drive. Yes, just 3 points, but 4 first downs were in there.
Yeah, and you can look at it and feel pretty good about the whole thing and think, okay, this should continue throughout this ball game. On the flip side, if you're a defender, it's almost like, whew, we only gave up 3. They moved the ball on us pretty well.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here come the Bengals now to take over. And here's a look at their leader, standing 6'4".
And what I enjoyed watching this week when we had a chance to watch them at practice, the easy camaraderie that he has with his offense.
A lot of respect.
A lot of respect, and frankly, I thought it spilled over to the defense. I thought the defensive guys were coming over and teasing and joking with him. You can tell they respect the heck out of him and really want to play well for him.
Ready? 60 outlaw. What we got? What we got? What we got? Ready?
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on second down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well.
Set, ready? 30 base. Don't get nervous.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. They end up getting stuffed twice after that 9-yard gain back on first down. So opening drive, 3 straight runs, unable to pick up the first.
I know the fans want to see first downs, but guess what? The coaches have reasons for what they're doing. Sometimes they've scripted it, and some of these runs, while they haven't been successful now, they may be successful later on.
So on fourth down, on comes the left-footed punter, Kevin Huber, to punt it away. Back deep is DeAnthony Thomas. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Ravens, they'll take over. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They'll run with Ingram here to begin the drive. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. And the big meat on the D-line, we'll see how they do today.
And I'd hate to be an offensive lineman having to deal with these guys. They come in hungry, mean, and confident. They think that no one can block them.
Check, watch 54, watch 54. Silver.
From the 22, Jackson. It's brought in here by Willie Snead. And they're able to get this one across the 35. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
On 2nd and 12, Jackson. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Geno Atkins got home that time.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens.
Oh, yeah, and here we go.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Jackson, he's going deep for Brown. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
So on 4th down, here's Sam Cook to punt it away. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
I'm ready. 58, Mike. I got you. I got you, son. I got you. You're all mine. You're all mine, baby. Mike. Let's go.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Boy, you go 3 and out on your first drive, and that's not the way you want to start this drive either. Doesn't seem like they're really into it just yet.
No, first 4 plays, you don't want to call it a disaster, but not looking very sharp. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From the gun to give to Mixon. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
Ready. 10-2, sir. Go.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. That's going to set him back 5 yards. And a manageable 3rd down becomes a lot less manageable. 3rd and 7 after the false start. He'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. Here's Kevin Huber now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Returnable for Thomas. It's a net of 40 there. A punt of 48 and a return of 8. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. He'll pick up 7 there on the first down keeper.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
Come on, set. 18 Gator. 3 buds. Set up.
They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. And he's going to keep it here. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
Offensively, they liked their situation, so they tried to take a shot downfield, but no one was open. So it was tuck it in run time, and he picks up a first down.
Ready. Get the flag. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Switch up. Ready.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Throwing again. Jackson. That's caught by the former Sooner, Mark Andrews. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 23. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. It's a pickup of 11 at a Baltimore 1st down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
First red zone chance now for the Ravens. It's 1st and 10 from the 12. They run. It's Mark Ingram. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
There is no doubt that Geno Atkins is really strong and stout at the point of attack. But I love his suddenness, the ability to make plays, to be in one spot, and then he's gone and into the offensive backfield. He's a heck of a player.
And there, a big TFL, tackle for loss.
Hard to believe that his father, Gene Atkins, was an NFL defensive back. Has bred this big defensive tackle.
On 2nd and 11 now. Jackson. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. From 13 yards out as the Ravens push further out in front.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. Justin Tucker for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it's capped off by the Baltimore score. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
All day, baby, all day.
Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll start here with a give to Mixon. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and that'll make this a 2nd and 13. That was shades of Tennessee volunteer football back in the 80s with Charles Davis coming up from the secondary to make the tackle for a loss.
You mean my teammates doing that, right? Because they would tell you, my coach would say, where's that tape? I want to see that. But how about the complete package there? Not just playing the pass, but being a willing tackler and making a really nice play.
A draw play for Mixon. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Call it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. He'll drop to throw. Dumps it off to Mixon. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs.
And there was absolutely zero pressure on the quarterback on that play. 3rd down, and he has all the time in the world to eventually find an open receiver for a 1st down pickup.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Here we go. Here we go. Let's go.
10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports.
Down. 90 Wolf. 58 right there. Know your job.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Got an open man. That's C.J. Uzomah. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. It's Mixon on the counter. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. And he's going to be down close to a 1st down at the Ravens' 40-yard line.
That was a good run, and it got to the 2nd level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. 1st level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle. And oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
He finds his running back, Mixon. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a 1st down.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the 1st. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They run the counter. Mixon. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Let's go. 50, plant. Ready. 58 for Mike, 58. 58 for Mike.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And that's complete. It's Green here. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 14.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game, because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they had planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
A 1st chance in the red zone for the Bengals now. It's 1st and 10 at the 14. He'll look to throw. He gets this one to Boyd. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
Come on,
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. On the delay, it's Mixon. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. A 9-yard touchdown run as they are now on the board here in the first half. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
On for the point after is Randy Bullock. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. A 10-play drive that time. And it all culminated in the touchdown run coming from Joe Mixon. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Bengals defense gearing up as they take the field. And despite being down on the scoreboard, this unit, they've had some big-time hits.
Sort of like us at practice the other day. I saw you take a running start at that blocking sled. You took it down.
Bounced off like a rubber band.
No, not at all, but you're exactly right. They are doing their job, but they want to add takeaways to it. You need to have more of those to go along with the big hits we're seeing.
By the way, when I tried that and I bounced back, I noticed that you laughed with everyone else. You didn't try to get in my corner.
No. Someone had just told me a joke on the other side.
Right,
I missed that. Totally missed it.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Here's Ingram. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. It was Jordan Evans making the play defensively.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. The Ravens on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, it's Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the first down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot.
A short gain that doesn't get him the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. Here's Sam Cook now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. That'll go as a 46-yard punt with a return of 7. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff?
Yeah.
Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. On second down, here's Mixon. Now this will go for 5 up to the 33.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. Now the Bengals on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. They'll set up a throw. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 18 yards on that one, and the Bengals are moving. First down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Now Joe Mixon. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Give him 17 and a Cincinnati first down. They held him in check in the first half, but that's his longest carry of the game right there.
So would this be the definition of fresh legs since he didn't get much done in the first half? Now he has a great opportunity. He's taking full advantage of it.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant.
They're going to look to throw. There goes a deep ball, end zone, and that is caught. But he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge, incomplete. He was looking for John Ross that time. And now it's 2nd down.
In this situation, it's really tough to figure out how to defend because they have plenty of room to still take deep shots at the end zone as they just did there. Yet at the same time, you've got to be ready for the short throw. In this case, when you see the cue that they're going for the end zone, retreat and make sure you have a way to play forward, back towards the receiver, and have a chance to bat the ball away as they did there.
That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. He came out ready to play. That's 3 tackles for a loss, Charles. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And that's problematic for the guys trying to run offense because that means he's got a pretty good idea of what they're doing and is actually beating them to the point of attack and making those plays. Might have to think about some misdirection or something to try and get him away from the ball.
50 seconds, come on. Ricky. Ready.
Back to throw. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 15-yard line. This quarterback now hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's first down. They'll look to throw. That's complete. Bernard. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure, and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Let's go.
Now a play fake here on first down. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. Mason Schreck there to make the grab. And the Bengals have taken the lead. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Now Bullock to add the extra point. And that makes it 14-10. That time a 9-play drive. And it ends with a Bengals score. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. This Ravens offense heads back out there, led by Lamar Jackson. Been a decent start for him here in this first half, but bottom line, his team's losing. They got to fix something.
And it starts with him. He has to keep that little quarterback strut going right now to make sure that his team sees him as confident. Continue to try and up his game, but just let him know, hey, if I'm around, if I'm the one calling signals and throwing the football, just follow me, we'll get there. Sometimes that will do more to elevate a team than anything else.
See if he has that confidence. It's complete to Snead. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
They completed the screen on the perimeter, but boy, that was textbook defense, exactly as you're taught to play against a wide receiver screen, and they snuffed it out for a loss of yardage.
That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss, and now it's 3rd down. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 14. From the gun, Jackson. Throwing right, and that's complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A good pickup there at 22. Jackson now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards.
Pretty nice play here. They go read option, read the defensive end, and when he claps down inside, how about the quarterback pulling it, keeping it, and not only getting to the second level, but picking up some really nice yardage.
Very, very well read. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
So don't say nothing.
Check 3. Where'd he go?
To throw is Jackson. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
I'm here all day.
And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a 3rd down.
Typically on the read option play, when we talk about responsibilities, we're talking about what the quarterback has to go through. How about the inside linebacker, though? His job on this play, shadow the quarterback and hold him to a short gain. Did it to perfection.
A 10th carry here for Mark Ingram. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches.
Good work, boy. Let's go.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and he'll have our EA Sports halftime report. Ingram. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
It's been a long day for you.
From the 24, Jackson firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Jackson. Flushed out right. He's going to take off with it. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Check the outs, check the outs, check the outs.
Now it's Jackson. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
That's right. That's right.
Well, that was a big oops right there. But how about his ability to correct it? Loses the football, able to get it back himself.
Yeah, pounced right back on it, keeps possession. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13. So they get the field goal, but that was a 14-play drive to get 3.
It sounds like you're going negative on me.
I was.
It sounds like you're thinking the 3 is just not that good.
And people say that we're negative sometimes. So.
Well, here's the deal. Getting the 3 is good. Obviously, you would think on a 14-play drive you're going to get 6 out of it. But that type of a drive can pay dividends later on because you might wear the defense down.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. 19 seconds showing to play in the half as they come up here 1st and 10.
Ready, go.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Matt Judon there to bring him down. So a very tight first half. We had to break in a 1-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everybody, to our abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one has the look of a game that could very well go down to the wire. Just 1 point separating these two clubs at the break. But they're ready for the second half, and we are too, as we'll kick it right back out to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. This one taken from the 7. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Got a man open. It's Ross. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down. They were in zone defensively, went with a crossing route It's always interesting to watch that chess match.
Yeah, and I think safeties don't mind crossing routes against zone because eventually you're going to run into their territory, and that's when they lick their chops in order to get the big hit or a play on the ball.
Offensively, nice execution to find a hole, make the catch. Give him 3 on the play, and it'll make it 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. The last catch took him 2 yards in the wrong direction, so now what can they do on 3rd?
Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
They'll drop the throw. Going deep downfield for Ross. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
I like the boldness, and I like that they took a shot downfield, but it was well covered. He was able to get a hand in and knock it away.
Here's Kevin Huber now as he's on to punt for Cincinnati. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Set, ready. Hey, over. Give me that ball, defense. Give me that ball. Give me that ball, defense.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And the Bengals grab it. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room. Boy, they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave them a comfortable lead.
Here's Bullock now for the extra point. And with that, the lead is up to 8. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, they have had success when he keeps the ball running it, but not in that situation. I mean, I think we got an example of why NFL coaches really don't like their quarterback in the running game.
Because whether he keeps it or not, he's likely going to take a hit, isn't he?
No doubt about it. And defenses, they're looking to put that hit on a quarterback.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Out of the gun, they give to Ingram. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Not the start to the drive they were hoping for. That run doesn't get them much at all.
No, not at all. And that leaves them with 3rd and long, which means you got to dial up something pretty good. Think your best player with a play that he likes to run best.
And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on 3rd. Jackson from the shotgun. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18. They'll run on 1st down. Ingram, and he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you if I'm going to run the football on 1st down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
Right. Mark 54. All day, baby. All day.
Ingram again. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Here's Sam Cook now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. How do you break down his game so far? Just the 1 touchdown pass, but sometimes the touchdown pass stat category, that doesn't tell the whole story.
It really doesn't. Not until you balance it with the error side. You know, and in this case, he hasn't thrown any interceptions. So a lot of people would call this almost a pedestrian game, kind of a bus driver game. But that's just really wrong. Being a bus driver is a good thing if you're running a football team, because that means you're in control and you're taking your team to the right places.
Yeah, he's been pretty solid. Derek Wolfe there on the tackle.
Not much happening there on 1st down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23.
Get in the weight room.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. The tight end, C.J. Uzama, the intended receiver. And that'll make it 3rd down.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target in the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him. Find him.
He'll drop to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. 3rd down, passing down. They throw the extra defensive back in there for a nickel package, and it worked out.
And it's not anything that you would think is just great strategy. It's just that when you have 5 defensive backs on the field on an obvious passing down, it's a lot tougher to complete a pass. And on that play, they completed it just to the wrong team, and it cost them 6 points.
John Harbaugh thought about it, and now his guys are going to go for the 2-point conversion. After the interception, here's Jackson. Goes right side. And he's got it. So they went ahead and went for 2 to tie the game, and it works out. Still time to work with on the clock, but they wanted the tie now, and they got it.
And I love their aggressiveness. Go ahead and get it done, get the game tied. Now your team has the momentum, and you're staring across the field saying, let's see if you can match us.
A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field.
Ready? 8, read. Mike 58, right there. I can't believe they let you play. Get ready.
After the pick 6, they go right back to the air. And his pass incomplete. He was looking for Joe Mixon there out of the backfield. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
So they look like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
2nd and 10 now from the 27.
You got 3 down.
Mixon will try the right side. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
All right, let's go ahead and try and get into the body and the mind of the linebackers. Yeah, I know they're bigger and stronger than I ever was, but in this situation, they understood what was going on as much as the offensive guys, because the offensive guys are always taught, find the first down sticks and make the play. Well, on defense, what do you want to do? Guard the first down line. Make sure they don't get there and tackle them in front. They were able to drop in their zone coverage, figure out where the first down line was, and end up making the play, swatting it away so they couldn't get the completion.
And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. The Ravens offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at the 20.
Watch QB drop. Watch QB drop.
The drive starts here with a carry by Ingram. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24.
Get the ball.
Here's Jackson to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down. Jackson now 11 of 15 through the air. Here's 1st and 10. They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Jackson to throw again. Sliding out of the pocket. And now he's going to use his legs. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. Not only another first down, that also puts him over 100 yards rushing.
That's not something you see very often in the NFL. We see it more in college. But I think with more of the melding of the college game with quarterbacks, we'll see this a little bit more often in the future.
Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. Now Ingram, he's been busy today. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
I'd say the staff that's up in the booth watching the game, they may want to file that one away. See how fast the free safety closed to make that play? Might want to check into a throw the next time.
Let's go now. 55. Now the wolf. Right there in the middle. 55. 6 man. Check curls. Check curls.
Again, they'll run with Ingram. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. You'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
Set. 7 ending.
I don't even know why this team showed up.
On 3rd down, Jackson. He may try and run for this. And they'll bring him down right at midfield, and he is well short of the first down.
He certainly had plenty of success running the ball, and right now I'm getting the sense that he's looking to take off and run every time he steps back to throw it.
But they did a nice job there collapsing on him and holding him to a short gain. Here's Sam Cook now. He's been terrific so far. The Bengals bring pressure, and it's blocked. So much for pinning him really deep. Short punt could have pinned him inside the 10. Now great field position the other way.
It's never good when you're punting the ball and your eyes see the ball go back behind you.
No.
In however form, whether it's over your head or to the side, never good. Now it becomes a race to get to the football so they don't pick it up and take it all the way.
The Bengals getting set to go. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't
Go
worked
to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Mixon with it. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
With that kind of run on first down, That's a winning type of a run. That just sets things up for them moving forward as they begin the drive.
Let's go now. 30 base.
Hey, watch the ball, watch the ball.
Second and 6. And his throw here is incomplete. He was looking for his favorite target, A.J. Green, that time. And it's third down. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's third and 6. Back to throw here. He's got his man, Boyd. And down inside the 15 he goes. Right about 20 yards on the pickup. Well, officially, they'll say it's going to go for 19.
Ready.
Mike 57. It's coming this way, Here we go.
Get it. Flex.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And that is incomplete. He was out there waving his arms saying, throw it here, dropped it, not a good look.
Well, all I can do is just look at him with contempt on that one. As a defensive back, I'm saying, not as an announcer. Just like, really?
A little bit of a diva look, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so, because I think what happens is he just had too much time to think. He's wide open now. Here comes the ball, and he doesn't concentrate and drops it.
On second down now, Mixon. And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
A field goal would get him the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on third down. He'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Calais Campbell finding his way home for the sack.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
Here's Randy Bullock now as he'll go for the field goal. From the right hash, this from an even 40 yards out. And Bullock will put this one through. And with that, they will move out in front by 3. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
Yeah, things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to their goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
After the field goal now, it's Bullock to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Lamar Jackson marching back onto the field. He's been pretty solid, pretty consistent, just the one touchdown pass, but I think he's managed the game well, no?
I would agree with you, and that's what you're looking for out of your field leader, making sure that you're playing well and not making any big mistakes. Oftentimes, that's how you're judged. How big a mistake and when it occurs. No interception so far. They'll like that.
I just want you to know that you agreeing with me, that's going to get me through this third and fourth quarter.
Coming to you.
Are you touched? He's patting his heart, boys and girls. He's touched.
Respect.
He'll buy some time right. He's going to take off with it. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down.
I think we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Man, I got you. Man, I got you.
From the gun, it's a run for Ingram. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Shut up. 56.
Now it's Ingram. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Here's a 4-receiver look now. 3 of those guys out to the right side on 2nd and 8. And now Jackson will look to throw it. Going right side here, and that's complete. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. This one complete to Ingram. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Here's Sam Cook now. Remember, though, he did have one blocked earlier. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket.
Let's go, fellas.
Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
They begin with a run by Mixon. Mixon hit, and the ball is out. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
Well, that takeaway, partner, right there, that's a combination of coaching, execution, and absolute belief. Because a lot of guys will look at the scoreboard and go, this thing's pretty well done. But they still thought to themselves, if we can make a play, we give our teammates a chance to win it. And that's exactly what they did.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You've got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive.
Ready.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. 2nd and 9 now. And this will be incomplete. The Bengals on 3rd down. They've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Looking to throw. And able to find Green. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Come on, set, 50, plant.
You might be getting tired of seeing me.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. That's caught by his tight end, Uzama. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And they're going to face a 3rd down. The last catch took him 2 yards in the wrong direction, so now what can they do on 3rd? This is Mixon on the draw. And he'll get this up near midfield, but that's still a few yards shy of the 1st down. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down. Here's Kevin Huber now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time, which is punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, time for them to give them a rest. You took the words right out of my mouth. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Here's Jackson. They'll roll him out right. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Looked at me like they adopted what my kindergarten teacher always said. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And finally, able to hold him in check. He'd been carving him up running the ball.
That's the first time I think I've seen where the coverage was good downfield and they accounted for him and stopped him for a short pickup.
Yeah, I don't think it was a big adjustment, but much more emphasis on making sure they knew where he was when he decided to take off and go.
And give him 9 yards on the 2nd down screen play.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
The last catch nearly got him a first, but it did not, and they'll try to convert on 3rd and inches. And a 20th carry now for Ingram. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches.
I think I saw a lot of shoulders just drop there. And what I mean by that is they finally were able to relax a little bit because that was an important play call. They needed to pick up that first down at this stage of the game.
Yeah, couldn't afford another quick drive and out. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Jackson rolling to his right. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Come on, Shaq. Come on, 18 Gator, 18 Gator. All day.
To throw again on 2nd down. Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Clemson product, DJ Reader, got in for the sack. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He's trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens.
All day. Any day.
To throw is Jackson. To throw on 3rd down. He can run for it, and he will. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a first down.
Jackson now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Jackson. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Right, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
2nd and 10. Here's Jackson again. Got a man. It's Brown. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Here's Jackson on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete.
And that incompletion was caused by the defense. I think they were trying to get one into the middle of the field, trying to find a receiver there. But they were in zone defense. And what are the advantages of being in zone? Eyes and reaction. Eyes meaning all eyes are on the quarterback and able to react when he throws the football and rally to that spot. And that's exactly what happened there. Able to get there and knock it away.
On is the punter, Cook, who sends it away. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. Well, they're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
Mixon gets the nod to start the drive. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Again, it's Mixon. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but yeah, from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long.
Ready. 60 outlaw.
They're going to look to throw. He finds his running back, Mixon. And he's going to be marked down short of the first down, right around the 17. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
Here's Kevin Huber now, standing just outside his own goal line. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Call that a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. This Ravens offense heads back out there, led by Lamar Jackson. And the stats on the screen tell the story. A great start. This defense, they made some good adjustments, so he's fallen off since.
Have to like what they did at the half, but you also have to like the fact that they hung in there. Despite the fact they had a tough first half, he was locked in, right? And rocking and rolling. They came out and made their adjustments, got their confidence back. Now they're causing him all sorts of trouble.
Now Jackson on first down. He's got his man. It's Andrews. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Let's put him on the buses. Let's put that team on the bus.
Jackson now sliding out of the pocket. He'll run it. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
So many times we talk about having good eye discipline when you're playing defense, making sure your eyes are in the proper place on a given play. Looks like that discipline came to the front there, didn't it? They were able to hold him for a short gain when he took off running.
Let's go. Watch twins. Watch twins.
They go play action now. Jackson. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one good for 24 yards. So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense there, you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident when you watch it on the screen. But everyone's talking, communicating, pointing, and it keeps you from chasing receivers because you have a specific zone you have to cover. When a receiver's in your zone and he crosses to another one, you got to let your guy know. They got a completion there, but I like the discipline they showed to stay in their pocket.
And this is caught. And they'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. In for the score. And the Ravens have retaken the lead.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His 2nd touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. Now Tucker to add the PAT. And that will make this a 4-point game. So that drive, 4 plays. And it's capped off with a Ravens touchdown. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Let's go now. 15, Lonnie. 15, Lonnie. Deep grip.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Green brings it in. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. And that's complete. It's Green here. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
Let's go. Let's do it.
That's good for 28 yards. Well, they had held him pretty well in check, but if you recall back in the first quarter, you said they needed to avoid the big play. He finally gets loose.
And the thing about it, it doesn't have to be a bunch of big plays. Sometimes one big play can be enough. That's why it's tough to deal with a guy like that.
So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 down at the 33. They'll set up to throw. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. A well-executed 22-yard gain. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll run with Mixon. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Now the Bengals urging everybody to get back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to be caught by Ross for a Bengal touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown catch as his guys have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. Those are the types of plays in these moments they were hoping for from this young rookie, able to put him up here in the 4th quarter.
How about the kid? You just mentioned it, the 4th quarter. This is when you have to make those winning plays. That's what he just did. Doesn't ensure anything, but he certainly gave his team a heck of a chance, didn't he?
They get one more as the extra point's up and good. So it's now a 3-point game here in the closing stages as a field goal now can only tie it. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And it's finished off with a Cincinnati touchdown. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. This one taken from the 7. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Jackson and the Ravens, here they come. Down 31-28, less than 90 seconds to go. They've surrendered a double-digit lead but can rescue themselves late as they come up on first down. So first and 10 now from the 30.
Check.
Throwing now is Jackson. He's got it to Ingram, complete. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Call it a pickup of 7, and it'll bring up a second down. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Here's Jackson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Tried to go for the big one there on 2nd down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. They go screen. This is Ingram. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Jackson to throw. A short throw caught by Andrews. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point you have to have a splash play in there as well.
Jackson trying to hustle his unit up quickly to the line of scrimmage. Back to throw. He goes underneath to Ingram. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 41-yard line. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Back to throw. Snead's got it. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. Jackson and the offense come up 1st and 10. And he's 5 for 6 now throwing the ball on this drive. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Looking left side, Andrews with it complete. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to potentially send us to overtime. And his kick is good. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds. And now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I, we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bengals drive about to get going. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. A tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
Come get some. Come get some. Come on here. Come get some. Let's go.
2nd and 3. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. So now the Bengal offensive unit back out onto the field. Set for their first drive here in overtime. And this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team. And that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
And it's been loud in here so far. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30. Short gain there to start overtime.
Almost a tester play, wasn't it? Wanted to see if the guys on defense were going to fit the gaps the correct way because we're in overtime. So it's not just physical tiredness out there, right? Mentally, are you still doing what you're supposed to do? And they were up to the task on that play.
And certainly fatigue on both sides of the football. Mixon. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 6. 2 yards on the first down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the second down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on 3rd down to keep the drive going. Opening drive of overtime, and now facing a 3rd down and 6. Big play coming up. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And he is going to lose yardage here. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th. The temptation to go for it probably there. Always is, especially in overtime. Got to punt it, though.
I think you're right. I think that you absolutely have to punt it away and trust your defense, especially play a little field position here. But you're so right about the temptation. Another way to satisfy that, though, line up in punt formation and fake it. That's another way to get it done.
Here's Kevin Huber now. On for a very important punt here in overtime. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Yeah, part 1 is done, now part 2. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll run with Ingram here to begin the drive. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. What happened there? Was that just a missed assignment on the O-line?
It certainly felt like it, but also the speed of the play. When you're talking about defensive end, they want to be ahead of the clock, don't they? They want to be upfield, making plays on every snap. How about his agility there to run that one down?
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Second tone, defense. Second tone.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Ingram, and he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. Now what can Jackson do here in overtime? He may try and run for this. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. No one there to help out downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 and a first.
Under the category of obvious, you hate giving up a first down on 3rd and long. And somehow he finds his way downfield and picks it up.
If you look at the coverage defensively, oh, this is great, but no one accounted for him at the quarterback spot.
At some point, you actually have to tackle him and get him on the ground short of the first down marker.
55, right there in the middle, 55. Rapid.
This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down. I think he gets a mulligan there carrying the ball because he had no shot, and that's why it went backwards.
I still remember in the summer we were at one of the training camps. You were marveling about how much those defensive tackles eat. I think he just inhaled a running back on that play.
Set, ready. Hey, hold on. Set, cut. If you don't get this boy, use it. Set, cut.
They'll keep it on the ground. Ingram. He'll take this from the 40 up to the 45 for a gain of 5. On 3rd down, Jackson. Over the middle, complete. That's Andrews. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 36. Edwards now on 1st and 10. And he'll get 3 down to the 34-yard line. Back to the ground, this time with Ingram. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down.
Well, they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. Quick throw taken in by Snead. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
That was impressive to me because while it was a pass play, they still rallied to the football like they were filling running lanes, and they were able to put the receiver on the ground.
Ready? 1590, 1590. Night, sweetheart. Let go. 555. Ready? Get that quarterback.
The dump-off gets him only 1, and now you're looking at a 3rd down. Well, right now, every little bit of yardage helps. So they're obviously well within his range. It's just about keeping the football and getting in the right spot.
Know your kicker. As you mentioned, get it to the right spot, the place that he wants to kick it from. And if you do decide to throw the football, it either goes to your team or no one. It's the only kind of throw you make.
Now it's Jackson, and that is incomplete. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. And now the Bengals are going to call another timeout. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT. So here comes Justin Tucker in a big spot. On the left hash mark, this a 38-yard attempt. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. And that will break our tie and give him a 3-point lead. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like that one?
What does that mean, break out? Just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
Well, we thought this game would be a good one. It did not disappoint into overtime, and it took the field goal to win it.
And we always pay lip service to how important it is to play defense. And usually we focus on the big offensive pyrotechnics, right? But in this case, they got the ball back on defense, gave themselves a chance, and they capitalized on it with a victory.
And I don't care what distance that field goes from in overtime. The knees are